Welcome to the Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To order Brant's latest book, Life is Hard, God is Good, Let's Dance, or to find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.
Seriously, just behind the scenes for what we do in our job, I'm so thankful we get to do this.
Yeah.
I know Sherry is too. This matters a lot to us that we get to do this. And you might listen to me particularly and think, I don't get this guy's goofy sense of humor or whatever, and that's okay, honestly. But do know this. You know what? I take this so serious. I ask God, what would you have me say? I ask him that, and I'm thinking of you, other people listening, and trying to be spiritually encouraging to you. How can I genuinely encourage people? And that's honestly, I try to make that an everyday thing. Yeah. Where we just take this so deeply, seriously. We're so thankful for the chance. Some people, when you bring up being thankful, they'll be like, you can be toxically grateful. You shouldn't be great. Like, you can't just be thankful. Yeah. And I've realized they're right in a way. Can gratitude be toxic? Yes, to them, to what they believe in and what they stand for. Yeah. They don't want you acting out of gratitude towards God all the time. It is toxic. Forgiveness really is toxic for people who are miserable and want to stay miserable and want you to be miserable as well. All of this stuff that Jesus talks about and commands and tells us, he's telling us how to have a better life. So when you're a kid, of course, you don't want to be put in timeout. That's the worst.
Yeah.
No. As an adult,
oh, I love it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. You might want to start with 5 minutes. Put yourself a timeout. It's good to know that you can be alone and be okay. And to know that you're not actually alone. That you're never truly alone. That puts you in a really secure place for the rest of your life. Because if all else is gone, the Lord, I can survive with him. May not be easy in life, but I can survive with him. I don't have to worry and scratch and claw out of my insecurity all the time. Maybe take a half hour, an hour, where you've got no distractions. Start from there maybe and just be with him. Sometimes we like to sit on the old front porch and talk about the days gone by, because there's people who don't even remember this. They're young and we're Gen X. Let me tell you something, young people. If you're a young person, listen. We used to order stuff. You know when it came? There was a time they would tell us. Do you remember the exact?
I don't.
6 to 8 weeks.
That's right.
Always, no matter what it was.
And we didn't balk at it.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope it's 6 weeks.
Right.
Not 8, but it might be 8. But they always said 6. But that's
yes, that was the standard.
And we would check the mailbox. I remember I ordered a baseball game. And I went to the mailbox like every day for a month.
6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
Yes.
Please come early. Everything was 6 to 8 weeks. We lived this way. Here's a tip. If you're feeling kind of dry in your spiritual life, I read this from Richard Foster, an author guy who I think has some wisdom on life with God. He said, if Bible study is only producing dusty words and if prayer seems hollow and empty, then perhaps a prescription of lavish and joyful giving is just what we need. You may not have put that together before, the generosity thing, but I've experienced that. I think that's true.
Yeah, it is.
So look for ways, especially to help the poor, like people who are vulnerable, people that wouldn't normally, they can't return the favor for you. Do something for people who can't return the favor and see what happens to your spiritual life. Oh, let's just be for the podcast. I wanted to talk just a little bit more about the Neolithic period thing.
Okay.
So this is way back. This is like pre-axial period or whatever. Okay. So we're talking like 2000 BC, 3000 BC, or as they put it here, BCE. Okay. Meaning before Common Era. Okay. Which still means before Jesus, but we wanted to rephrase it.
Sure.
I always wonder if people knew that they were in the Uncommon Era.
This is uncommon.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to end here in a few years. I wonder if they're aware of that. Feels like it's starting to peter out. I think the Common Era is going to kick in here.
Kick in any year now.
I don't know. Pretty soon. So, but what's interesting to me, again, scientists found evidence of horrible violence. They used to think it was a peaceful time, and now they're tranquil. Mm-hmm. Now it says they realize that violence was endemic in these early farming communities featuring high levels of interpersonal conflict and massacres for thousands of years. So it was just constant raiding, taking over, doing awful things to people. Okay. That's before capitalism. Mm-hmm. That's before socialism. Yeah. That's before isms. Mm-hmm. So when people want to blame an ism for being the root of all of our problems, that is simplistic and avoids the human problem.
That's very true.
Right. I'm not saying there aren't some systems better than others, or
I mean, you can use a vehicle to do anything,
absolutely.
But if the heart is there, it'll use anything.
But I see that frequently where like literally people will blame like capitalism for all the problems. Like capitalism's got its problems. Yeah. Like other isms, it's got its problems. Like Churchill thought it was the best of the alternatives that were all bad. Mm-hmm. But look, human sin is inarguable. There's like of all the things we have evidence for.
Yeah.
It's just, we keep looking for some time and place when things were wonderful.
Because we desperately want to believe that we're good.
Yeah.
And that even when I hear people say, our better nature or our better, and I'm always like, but where does that come from?
Where, yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the basis of believing that is possible on any way that is sustainable?
Yeah. And how wonderful are the 10 Commandments, as stale as you might think they are from your own background or biases or whatever. Like, imagine a society that lives by that.
Yeah.
And it would be applicable to a Neolithic community as well as one here now.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Like you eliminate covetousness, you realize the problems we would not have.
Yeah.
And you can be like, well, that's not realistic. No, if people know like this is the way to live, that's helpful.
Yeah.
By the way, for people who are like, well, there's really no good or bad. That's all a construct, a human construct. I also saw an article today before I hit the paywall in the Wall Street Journal.
You try so hard before the letters start blurring. Like, give me just a piece of this, please.
I see it's a Wall Street Journal link, and I'm like hoping against hope I'm not going to hit the paywall this time for some reason. Just magically, this one got through.
Article, yeah.
Well, her name's Sandy, and she's a lady who's a philosophy professor, but she is tasked with giving morals to AI for Claude, the AI engine. Uh-huh. So she is teaching Claude what's good and bad. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And there's no question in what I saw before I hit the paywall. There was no questioning about, is there really such a thing? Mm-hmm. Like, it was just given that we want it to be good.
Right.
And there's bad and good. And there's like, well, wait a second. I thought we didn't.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Based on what?
Based on who and what?
Yeah.
But suddenly, when you take it out of the philosophical realm and into, we need this thing to behave, suddenly we get moralistic.
Well, yeah. I remember reading a book. I'm always hesitant to say what I've read. It was when I was, I must have been in my early 20s maybe. Cross Purposes was the name of the book. If it's terrible and the people who wrote it terrible, sorry, but I enjoyed it at that time. And I remember them talking about...
That was when you were in that coven.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We read it every hour.
Well, you huddled over the pot with the boiling eye of newt and
but
stuff.
That's neither here nor there.
Right. So
yes.
We're not here to judge that.
Thank you.
The point is cross purposes.
That's right, where they talked about the cross, and they were talking, it was really just doing the basis of the gospel. And the reason why I enjoyed it is because I had grew up in a tradition where there was so much spirituality, but that part of it, that foundation of just what is the gospel? Uh-huh. What were we saved from? Why? Right. I just remember my eyes being opened in reading that. And I remember the guy saying sin and arguing with someone who was an atheist, and they're saying, no, humans are evolving, humans are getting better, and he said, fine, then leave your car unlocked, leave your door unlocked, don't put your alarm on.
We're getting better.
He went through all of these things, like if we are evolving and becoming better, then why are the systems we are building acting as if we are getting worse?
Uh-huh.
right? Like we're putting more security on things. We're asking for more. If we're getting better, we would need less alarms. We would need less safes. Like, sure, leave your money right out on the. And I would still remember thinking that was a fascinating
We've gotten
point.
so good morally that now we need multiple redundant systems to stop us from destroying the entire planet in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're just so good. We just.
You can trust us.
Yeah. I mean, I love, if you ever look up the 3 names of sin or something like that, the Bible Project did a little video series about.
That's interesting.
Yeah, about sin versus transgression. And that sort of thing, like the twistedness that is within us, where things are distorted or out of order.
Interesting.
And I just find it so great that there's so much depth so long ago in Scripture about the human condition that people now, you have to, like, you could have a PhD, almost have to have a PhD not to believe in human sin.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know, that stuff does not sell in a traditional community at all. Like, no, we're all good. Really? So one of our sponsors, I think you're really going to like them, America's Christian Credit Union. And I appreciate them because they sponsor the podcast, but also we bank with them and love it. Yeah. They offer some really great rates on stuff. It's just all the usual banking stuff you can take advantage of. And they use the money for good things. It's a not-for-profit thing. So it's not just some mega corporation that's off doing who knows what with your money. You're like, I don't want to do that. So thank you. And if you go to this link when you sign up, they even have an interest-bearing checking account right now you might be interested in. You got like 4% on a checking account. But you just go to americaschristiancu.com/Brant, and it helps our podcast too if you do that link, americaschristiancu.com/Brant. United Faith Mortgage supports what we are doing here, and we are so thankful. They are a family business that's a direct lender. They can help with mortgages and refinances, including cash out refinances. And for every closed loan, United Faith Mortgage makes a donation to help heal kids in the name of Jesus through Cure International Children's Hospitals. United Faith Mortgage. If you want to find out more, including their story about being direct lenders, check out UnitedFaithMortgage.com.
United Mortgage Corp. NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender.
So the Bible talks about spiritual powers that are looking and ready to pounce and devour you. And we're actually in a war against those powers. And I know some people are kind of like, yeah, I don't really believe that. I'm more into, like, I like the Jesus stuff. I like the stuff he said, like, okay, Jesus absolutely believed in this. He talked about it a lot, that there's an enemy. He dealt with the enemy personally. Like, there's no getting around this. There's someone who does not want you to walk with God. Will distract, will draw you into anything but that. You have to believe that. You know what's kind of missing in the Old Testament to me? As I read like the Old Testament, God doesn't just lay out the plans for anybody. Like the big plan, it doesn't make it obvious. There's suggestions. This is what's going to happen. Like the stars in the sky will be your, the people who follow you, Abraham, and you're like, but it's not just rolled out like a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I love that because that's kind of the way it is in our own lives too. Like, there was a plan, though, and there is a plan for us, too. It's not going to be rolled out like that. The plan that you have, the plan that I have, is to trust God. That's it. He's actually the plan. He's the plan. So that is my plan, and hopefully yours, too, is I'm just going to trust him.
Apparently, and maybe you knew this. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it. The Sideshow Bob episode where he steps on the rakes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm reading a book called Kill the Dog. It's a fantastic book if you're a writer. And instead of Kill the Cat, so it's a really good book. Anyway, he talks about one of the techniques in writing is they call it the rake, and they get it from that. Where it's funny initially,
Right.
Then
Yes.
it's not funny.
Yes, I've graphed this
Yes,
before.
yeah, and then it's funnier and funnier, right?
Yes.
But apparently in the episode, do you remember him getting stepped on by an elephant or some in the parade? So I guess it's still in the same episode. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Yeah, so he's like, it's not just the Rake scene he was explaining. He was like, but then the callback to it, and then they're like, oh, they're going back to this, but they let it go long enough where it gets funnier and funnier.
Okay, so if you're not aware of this scene, he steps on a rake.
Yes.
And gets hit in the face because it pops up, and he goes, and then he turns, he steps on another one, and hits him in the face, thwap. Like, and then he turns to the left, or whatever, it's like thwap.
And it goes
like, why
on.
are there so many rakes? And then they do like a elevated shot from the sky. You see, there's like 800 rakes lying around. He's just walking through them. But I charted this in high school. I drew a chart.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought that about humor.
Yes.
Like, right, you can say I'm driving it into the ground.
Yes.
But there's new life at the end of that.
There is, and we just have to hold
you
steady.
knock it off? Well, no, if we stick this out, it's going to come back. It's like a parabola, a parabolic graph thing where it's like hilarious.
Yes.
Quit, stop it.
Right.
Stop it. And the fact that I'm doing it is now funny.
Right.
Again.
Yes, it is. My brother and I
guess you're gonna
have
stick with
been
it. Right.
on that graph
Yes.
many, many times.
Right. I'm
much
glad.
to our mother's chagrin.
That's funny. They call it the rake effect.
They call it the Rake effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.